Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Hustle Podcast. Just got the boys off. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he caught me off guard with that one a little bit. It's gonna look a little bit awkward on camera, but we are back. So welcome back to the Hustle Podcast. Indeed, we are banging them out today, ladies and gentlemen. We have another special guest on the podcast today. Yeah, man, absolutely. Very happy to have him. He's been doing his thing here on the scene in Montreal for a little bit, and he's definitely starting to make a lot of noise. And we're gonna get to that in a little bit. With no more further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got OneFourDav on the Hustle Podcast. Welcome to the pod, sir.
Humbled.
It's been a long time coming, I think.
Yo, every time I watch an episode, I'm just like, I want to be there, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's the coolest one.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
I don't know if you know this, but me and Dav, we go way back.
I did not know this.
I did not know this either.
Dav's first performance.
Very first
Was that one of the shows that I organized.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
From the bottom to the top.
From the bottom to the
Do you
top.
remember that?
Yeah. I totally forgot what the name was. This guy remembered it.
Wow. And that was your first show?
That was my first show ever.
Mika Lounge, I believe, right?
Mika
It was downtown. It was not
Mika-
too
it
far
was Mika
from
Lounge.
where Mad Hatters used to be.
Yeah, Mika Lounge, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a dope fucking venue, bro.
Yeah. We were killing it with that series, from the bottom to the top. I remember, I don't know if it was, I think it was your event, that event that you performed, that we sold out all the liquor in the place. Like, there was no
Jeez.
liquor left.
It was a beautiful crowd.
Yeah, Mika
very-
Lounge always had very good dope crowds. It was a dope ass venue. I missed that place, man.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt so encouraged, bro.
Did you reach out to me or did I reach out? I forgot how that whole interaction happened.
I think at that time you could be like a Facebook rapper because like nobody was really doing anything with Facebook. And like I got like a $16 mic and a fucking $20 head webcam.
Mm-hmm. Logitech.
Yeah, and like I just put out songs because I was like, nah, you guys are trash. I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing here. I was a lot less humble about it, like, you know, and I just did what I thought was right. And I just put out like some Vars music. I put together my own songs. I made my own first beats on like Fruity Loops. Don't ask me to do that today. But like I'm like, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Stavros reached out to me.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's put a timeline on this. What year are we looking at here? Because Mika Lounge, I mean, this has to be at least 10, 15 years
I
ago.
think we're picking that up, eh?
15. Oh, yeah.
You gotta
2012.
Dav, don't hit the chip because you're going to catch it on the mic. You're going to hear that. clicking
Shit,
sound.
my bad.
No, yeah,
Sorry.
you're all good, bro. You're all good. So, yeah, I think it was around at least 15 years ago.
Had to.
At least 15 years ago. It was in my days of organizing shows and everything. We had some great shows that we put on back then.
We were co-promoting back then, bro.
Yeah, he just goes on it. I see. I smoke a lot of weed, guys. I forget a lot of shit. But this guy always fucking, every time he would come and perform, like when he performed that night, he wowed me, bro. This guy came. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane how the world is so small because I had no idea. I had no idea about that.
I mean, neither.
That's really cool, man. That's a really cool I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's cool. We're in alignment, as Tash would say. But I'm glad to have you on the show, man. So I mean, like that was gonna be one of my first questions because as well as I know you, I still don't know you that well.
That's fair.
Weirdly enough. So like I didn't even know you were rapping all the way back then. So what was kind of like the inception of OneFourDav's foray into music?
OneFourDav's what?
Foray into music.
Foray. I love that word. That's beautiful. I don't know what foray means.
The inception of you making music. Yeah.
Okay, fair. Me making music. It was the coolest thing ever. 8 Mile, bro. Come on. How many people come up these days and just like 8 Mile changed my life
Word up.
in our generation at least. And I would say grade 6. We would lunchtime consisted of we would eat our food inside and then they would allocate time to go outside and play. And so we do different things. Play baby. It's when you're whipping the tennis ball at the wall. If somebody catches it, then you got to run to the wall or else you're getting whipped. Catch, all these different sports. Eventually it turned into, I was in grade 6 at that time. So it turned into let's go outside and have a rap battle. While we're eating lunch, we're writing our bars. And like, that's when you discover like, yo, spot rhymes with bought and fought and lot. And so like we're lining up. And then we had like a group of girls that were like, from our classes and whatnot. And they'd be the cheerleaders. And like, it was a cool thing. I never stopped writing after that. I never stopped writing.
What neighborhood was this in? What school are we talking about?
Merton Elementary School. So I'm a DG boy. At that time I was on Walkley and up at like Walkley and Summerlin.
Okay.
So, shortly after my parents separated and divorced, I went from Summerled and like Prince of Wales to like Walkley. Just a few streets down. Stayed with my mom's and Coach St. Luke is not too far from Walkley.
Yeah, Coast
right?
St. Luke Road, yeah.
That part. So Coach St. Luke has a nice little, right off of Cavendish, a little nook that you turn into. And then here you go. You see the school, Merton.
Okay.
Oh,
I know. Yeah, I
dang.
got you. Okay, so we got original DG blood in the building, man. Yes, sir. One of the foundationary neighborhoods for Black arts and culture in Montreal, along of course with Burgundy, and then if we go to the French side, Montreal Nord. So that's cool, man. That's cool to know. Absolutely. So how did you transition from sort of just doing this as something you did at lunch break as a hobby, sort of, into, hey, and we talked about this with Yosh on a couple episodes ago too, where I feel like for every artist, there's that moment in time where an epiphany happens, right? Where you realize that this is something that I like to do for fun, but wait a second, I'm good at this. And this is something that I want to pursue. What did that moment look like for you?
Definitely wasn't in elementary school, but sleepaway camp was definitely one of those. It was between sleepaway camp and high school, early high school. So sleepaway camp, there was this counselor, his name was Buddha. We wouldn't get the joke as kids, but like he named himself Buddha
Got you.
for a very good reason.
Yeah. He was
Shout out DJ Buddha Blaze.
yeah.
And like I don't know how that started, how that went, but it was like, a couple other kids were like, I could rap, and like it carried over. It just carried over wherever I was. Like we would find people who would want to rap, and like it just, the competition drives you to like want to do better. And it wasn't until high school, like I would say like 8th grade, 9th grade. We started a hip hop collective by the time I was in 10th grade, where the teachers were actually like encouraging this. That's where I learned Fruity Loops. At least like a little basic, like 1-2 on Fruity Loops. And yeah, West Mile High, great school. At least it was, And yeah, man, when I would come out and it would be my turn, I would have energy. I would have this oomph, and I would get reactions, and I would be like, I feel like I'm in my power. You know what I mean? When you start to feel the power that you have, like from your mouth, from your chest, from your gut,
Yeah.
balls start to hit.
Balls start to drop. The balls start to drop.
That's really where it was for me, man. Like I was like, yeah, I start feeling like the guy. And we already start playing basketball. You get some attention, good friends and whatnot. And then, you start meeting girls and you understand like, oh, hey, you're trying to understand your powers as a young man. It was around that time. All of it was happening at the same time.
It definitely gives you a little bit of status, especially when we're talking about like being in
Yeah,
high
for
school and
sure.
stuff like that. For me, anyway, that's what it was. I was never good at sports,
A
so I
little
was good at
fame and
rapping.
attention
It
from the
helps.
young.
It helps.
So
So yeah, that's dope. What I know you definitely have follow-up questions, and I will let you get
I
to
got
them.
a question
But
right there.
I
for
just
sure.
had something popping in my head, which is like, because we're talking about the early 2000s during this time. So technologically speaking, what did early inception of recording look like for you? Was it just some Logitech microphone type of situation?
Legitimately that.
Yeah, I think that's where we all started, bro.
The dollar store
I
mic.
think that's where we
Me, it
all
was the
started.
mic from the dollar store.
Yeah,
Straight up.
I put a sock
The
over
little
it as a
mic
pop
from the
filter.
dollar store just plugged right into
Yeah,
the computer
exactly,
and
the USB
recording
joint.
right into it. in Windows Media Player.
No.
Putting
You
a
want to
beat
get
into Windows
old,
Media Player, recording over the
OG?
beat.
It's that big ass recorder that you just press record and you let it. You do your thing, bro.
But I missed that.
I was already on. Oh yeah, I was already on the computer, Steve. You're Steve's from Park X, ladies and gentlemen.
I was gonna
In
say,
case you didn't know,
We used to
he's
leave that
from Park
recorder in the
X.
middle of the room.
Brother, I wasn't
That's it,
recording
bro.
in the 90s. I was born in 87. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but that technology didn't reach Park X until
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. It's cool though. It's cool that we all started at that same point. I didn't mean to cut you off, base. My bad.
No. Yeah, you were asking about the early technology.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to chime in. Like, how was it when you first started recording? Like, what was the first? Because you talked about the high school and all this other stuff, but like, what was the first step between that and this stage show? The first show that you did. There's got to be some kind of transitional pattern between there. There's got to be you went to open mic or you, I don't know. Like, what was the moment between that high school and that first show where you were like, okay, I want to rap?
Like the moment I made that decision,
Yeah, like what did it look like? What was like?
I became known for it. Like at least within small circles. I was never pushed or marketed or good at marketing myself. So like it never left like little circles. But like,
Let's take
the moment.
let's take it back to that event. Like it was your first event, so it's probably like ingrained in your brain, like
Yep.
way more than what I remember from that event.
I had a mom spaghetti moment.
There you go.
really?
I didn't actually puke, but I was like, my heart was pumping. I was like, about to do this.
Like I want to know, like, okay, we know the nervousness part. How was was the reaction from the crowd when you performed? And what I want, like, after, I feel like if I don't know if it's like you left the scene or anything. Maybe I wasn't really paying attention, but I feel like maybe a few years later, it's like you took a little bit of a break from music. So I was always like, "Where's Dav? Where'd Dav go?" And then when you finally popped back up, like on my TL and everything,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, I know this guy. I know this guy and everything." I want to know like what happened in between those moments, bro.
The first show went really well. Like I was surprised that I was accepted so quickly by, a group of people that I just don't know. I like before that show we didn't say maybe 2, 3 words to each other, right? It was like, "Hey, you got some tickets, you got to flip them." That's it.
That's a very Steve move.
And like at that time it was like, "Oh shit, you got invited to do a show? Yo, that's crazy." No, like and I brought a few people with me. No, sorry, that was the second show that I brought a few people with me. The first show I didn't know what to do
You
really.
came solo. You came like
It was me and my boy Brandon. The crowd went fucking as well as a crowd should go. And I don't feel like you see that too much anymore. Like crowds are kind of dead these days. There's a lot of like in Montreal. In Montreal, I'll say.
we had good talent on those bills. Like a lot of
That was a golden era.
we had Mac Vibes back in the day. We had Chrome. We had all these artists that you know what I mean? A lot of these artists now.
TNT tracks and basics too.
I remember.
Yeah, nowadays it's like, bro, like if you look back at some of those bills, you're like, yo, these guys are actually making moves now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure. That was like it was like a freshman class almost, if you will. Like, yeah, it's true. It's true too. But just to kind of pivot back to that moment and just with you in general, what I've noticed about you is that like you bring an energy with you, even regardless of the music or not. You bring an energy with you wherever you go. So it's like I feel like even if the music wasn't as good, you may have still got a pretty decent reaction from the crowd just off the energy alone. And that goes back to what we were talking about on the previous episode with Natasha Marie, is that like, that ability to MC. And what MC, I don't mean rap. I mean master of ceremonies, control a crowd. It's something you have or you don't. It cannot be taught. I don't think it can be taught. It's so you can't take a class to learn how to control a room.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
thing to say that I
Yeah.
would love to unpack at some point.
Let's do it right
That's
now.
very, 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 very. No, but finish your thought before
No,
I
that
take
was
the
pretty
other
much
side
it.
of-
I was just bigging you up and just saying that like you already have that aura built in to be able to move a crowd without even before you start rapping. You know what I mean? So I feel like it would have went well regardless. But I do want to get your take on the MC thing.
Well, I
And
want to
yours as
ask
well.
him where he thinks his ability to do that comes from.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Before we can get into the debate.
The
of it all,
debates.
you
Okay.
know what
Oh,
I'm
we're gonna
saying?
debate.
Like,
All
you know
right,
what I
let's
mean?
go. We're in
Teaching
debate.
myself to rap was or rap better was a process of biting, switching out words, and being able to catch what I was hearing. So at that time it was like MP3 players or the what is it? The CD, the not CD.
Discman.
Well, yeah,
The
Discman.
Discman, bro.
Right.
The skipping one.
Right. And it was I vividly remember Jadakiss, Ludacris, back when he came out with like number one spot. Like I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is how does he do that? How do you keep a concept running and you're and D Block? I definitely look at their formats, hear a dope bar, and I'm like, all right, no, I'm writing it down. Okay, how can I swap out some words, make it mine, and then I would rehearse that shit. Bop, 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 bop. And yeah, man, it was like a monkey see, monkey do situation. And eventually, I mean, with practice and time, like I found my own style. Like I feel like there's nobody that has my style. You could be better than Basics is better than me. I would say that you're better than me in terms of experience and like your aura. You bring this fucking massiveness to you. Steve, I've never heard rap.
I
I'm a pretty
rap,
big
bro. I
guy.
rap. I
I'm
got
a
a good
pretty
rap
big
too,
guy.
bro.
You like that? You like that, eh?
No. Tech brings that veteran like fucking. I've been here. You can't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I'm too new. I'm too like reserved in that aspect. But like,
But look, it's also different styles too. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And what the type of music Tech does is totally different than the type of music you make.
nobody can do Dav better than
Exactly.
Dav.
And Dav, bro, your voice.
That's a key
You
point.
have
That's
a
what I'm-
signature voice. Like when I hear that voice, I already know it's Dav. You know what I mean? And it goes for the same for every artist. But yours is I don't. Maybe it's the bit of the high pitch of the voice. No,
I had to accept my high pitch, bro.
There you go.
I used to, you know, when you're a teenager and like right before when you're trying to like talk to people and just, yeah, I'm gonna,
yo,
yeah.
Doing
Trying to be
the deep tone voice.
Barry White.
I had to come to a point where I just accepted that my voice was a high pitched voice. I would get made fun of by my friends by like, you know, this guy's voice so high,
Look, in hip
walking like a
hop,
penguin.
it's like I noticed like when you get into hip hop, when you try to find your voice, like me, I rap like Vinny Paz style. You know what I mean? That's not how I fucking talk. When we made those tracks, it was one or two. I can't remember. Well, that was a dope fucking track. That was dope. Like real, like Immortal Technique style shit.
Conspiracy theory rap. type
Conspiracy
shit,
theory
you know what I mean?
rap.
Like the government's putting shit in the air.
If you would hear the voice and then see me, you're like, that's not him.
That is true though, because bro, this guy's voice is so deep on songs, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, like, why do you sound like you're 6'7" right now? Like, what?
And that's
hysterical.
also a detriment too. Like you took ownership of the voice. You're like, bro, I got the high pitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna make it work, and it sounds dope. Me, I like when I would rap in this voice. I'm like, bro, I hate it. It sounds terrible. You know what I mean? And then I gotta switch up the voice, and dude, when you gotta switch up the voice and you gotta do a performance, and then you're doing a bunch of songs, and
Very
it's just
interesting.
it's very tiresome, bro.
I found myself always in the pocket of like rapping or singing in my speaking voice. I feel like there's something that I don't know, there's something that delineates me in a way like where and I've had a lot of people say that to me, like when you rap, you sound like how you do when
Sound
you're
like
speaking.
Alex, yeah.
It's just I'm like, yeah, I never wanted to change my
It's
voice.
important.
I never wanted to change my vocal tone, my patterns. I just wanted to when I was younger, I was like, how do I sound like a rapper? And then at a point I was just like, oh, I don't need to sound like a rapper. I'm me and I rap. I'm a rapper. I sing. I'm a singer.
Yeah.
Just gonna sing and rap how I sound. And then people will just gravitate. Like, how do you stay true to this high pitch? How did you find the acceptance and how do you like let that like guide you, your music, your creative path? Like
I discovered that I have more range, more voice control, more breath when like I'm just like
Be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, also, I would say like I accidentally, not accidentally. It just wasn't it wasn't conscious. It wasn't conscious when I realized like, oh shit, nah, this is the pocket for this song and I should be in this pitch of my own voice. Like my very first Facebook song, see, M's got me stuck M's got me hustling. Moved on to Jack, then moved up to stuff that could move up in packs. Was a different person. New to the jewels, but I moved up to that. See, I do gotta prove I could move up a track. And like it was like, ooh, yeah, yeah, that hits. And I want you to be able to look at me. And the thing is, like, I when you're first starting, is that you? That's not you, bro. That's not I want it to be like, yo, this is me. But it was fully like it wasn't on purpose. Um, but I understand that I have more control just using my regular voice. There is duality there though, because like I get corporate too. Si- I could do the corporate talk.
I mean, we all have to
Right.
at a certain time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Code
It's
switch.
part of life. Exactly. But I do want to circle back to that MC shit because I know you had something to say on that. Because and I'm just gonna make my point again.
Yeah,
Because
no, go ahead.
I'm a stubborn motherfucker.
It's okay.
I'm a very stubborn guy.
That's okay.
Basics. But no, I do feel like MCing, and again, I do want to differentiate MC from rapping. I don't talk. I'm not talking about rap skills. I'm talking about the ability to control a room when you're on stage. I feel like it's something you have or you don't, and I don't think it can be taught. I don't think it can. I don't think it can be taught.
I mean, I think there's a level of like, if you want to, I hate to use the word star power, but I think there's a certain there is a part of that. There is a part of just having a mic in a room and just being able to just completely like, to bring up Yosh that we had on the previous thing at the wedding when I made the joke about like not having this kind of a thing at my wedding and everyone make noise for Christina for the patient she's gonna need to make the marriage work, like little things like that. Like I don't respectfully to the other 7 MCs who were rapping that night, I don't think anybody else could have made that joke in that moment in that way
And made it work.
and made it work and made it funny and humorous and jovial and ha ha ha, we're all together in this type of shit. And I think maybe certain things like that are innate or not necessary, but I do think like some of the fundamental principles of performing and crowd control and emceeing and etc. Like if you have nothing to work on whatsoever, then yes, I agree with you. But I think if there's something there, I think and I mean that's what I do with like the teens and with youth, and I do see it even in the growth in artists and adults, like people that take their craft seriously
Yeah, you
and
improve. You see the
actually put in
improvement
the
over
time
time.
and energy and honesty. People that put in the time, energy, and the honesty with themselves. Because a lot of people don't get better because they're not honest that they're not that good.
Okay, we're gonna circle back because I want to talk about that too, and I want Dav's input on this too. But before we do, shameless plug to Ball is Life. I'm gonna use a basketball analogy for what we're talking about right
You
now.
wasn't with me in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? I equate it to let's equate this to basketball. Okay, so if you look at emceeing as an art form, okay, if we compare it to basketball, you can definitely take somebody who's never played basketball, put them through a camp, and improve upon the fundamentals of how to play the game. But if you are not naturally gifted with athleticism, you're not gonna make it. You're never gonna be in the NBA.
Yeah, look, you're not gonna put a 5'2" person in the
Watch how you talk right
You know
now.
what? You know what I'll rebuttal with? I'll rebuttal with this. I agree with you, but I'll show you a different perspective using basketball. To me, the superstar, innate, etc. thing is not everybody has the Jordan mentality, the Mamba mentality, there, etc. To me, that's the innate differential. But I do believe that if you're 6'8", 225, and has a decent dribble and a decent shot, that you can be even a role player and you can learn enough to like, now, might not be a superstar, but sometimes even the best dudes they become bust because they didn't have that intangible
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
I don't think intangibles can be coached. but I do think everything else surrounding those things can be there. Now, how much of a level of the intangibles do you have will determine how much all the other stuff actually works and kicks in. Because some people, that's why some people are just, like likable. You can't teach likability.
Right. Exactly. That was my point. And like, so to bring this back, because the Dav's looking at me like now, like, how does this relate to what we're, you know what I'm saying? But essentially, it's like I started this off by saying that you do have that intangible, and one of the reasons that I've been such an avid supporter of your music for the last little while since we linked up pretty much is because I do see that in you. I do see that you have that, whatever that thing is, the untangible thing, you have it. You know what I mean? So you do have that uncoachable thing in you. So that's why I think the music is gonna hit. I know that when this next video comes out, which by the way, I want to see the video. I want to see my, you know what I'm saying? I want to see the video selfishly.
Doing all that. You're doing all that.
I want to see it selfishly, but I talked to 448 a little bit. Shout out to 448, and he told me that number one, this is the best video he's ever done. And I think this is gonna be, I think this is gonna be some game changing shit because the track is crazy.
Okay.
The track is crazy. So I think that's a pretty goddamn good intro to talk about the motherfucking
I was about
song.
to say, what's
You know
the
what I'm
name of
saying?
the song? When's it coming
let's
out?
talk about
Like,
Boy Yardie.
yeah.
let's get to it.
The song's called Chef Boy Yardie. We all know the soups. We all know the ravioli. My whole thing is it's a play on words.
Yeah. Chef
Chef Boy
Yardie.
Yardie. So I'm second generation Jamaican Trini. Shout outs to my Jamaicans and my Trinis. Born and raised in Canada. Shout outs to the whole Caribbean, by the way, because like God gave me game. It's a play on words. The idea is put the goat in the mix, like put the goat in the ravioli, you know? And yeah, I started messing around with some graphics and whatnot, and put a goat head instead of freaking. It's my IG handle picture right now. Put a goat head where Chef Boyardee goes. Change the two E's to like IE, so it's actually spelling Yardie.
You know what I'm saying?
Yardie.
Yeah.
There's some aspects of the song that is derived from dance hall culture.
Definitely.
Yes. And that's it. I want to bring it back to Montreal. I wanna talk about skill and fucking performance. I want to talk about goals. That's people that know me know I'm about goals and like actually trying to hit. I'm always trying something, whether it's new or like fucking, I don't know, man. Like I do a lot and I do nothing. And
I think that's pretty relatable for everybody, bro. The song itself, I could definitely see the relation to the dance hall, because honestly the flow in that song is you're pretty much chanting like throughout the song, and it's I can't wait for the shit to drop, bro. I can't wait for the shit to drop. The video shoot was fire. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a game. I think it's gonna be some game changing shit, to be completely fair. Yeah, I really do, man. I'm behind it.
Okay,
I'm
let's
behind
go. So when does this come out?
Video's pretty much ready. I'm looking at
Can I get a private link, bro? Can I get a,
of course, I got you. Video's gonna drop end of October. End of October.
Okay, that's what's up.
I have some planning and plotting to do. Scheme, plot. When you're coming for that number one spot, you really want it. I want to be able to do it properly. I do think that I should work a little harder on, the pre-promotion of the music itself before actually dropping. But as I said, I do a lot and I do nothing. I'm gonna try a thing, and I hope that it hits. And if it doesn't hit, then I hope that I've inspired somebody or moved somebody to either carry on the wave or fucking salute me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the saluting part, you'll definitely get the salutes you're looking for from the local scene for this song. Moving beyond just Montreal, I think that if I was in your position, my aim would be, and I was going to bring up reels, so definitely get on your real shit, but we don't have to go down the rabbit hole because we've done it already 1,000 times. I would say definitely look at getting some playlist playment with this particular song
True,
because it's an
playlist,
earworm.
yeah.
It's an earworm. That's beautiful. Thank you.
International.
Thank
yeah,
you.
you got to get out there and network tangibly with even with the local radio hosts of all the, from the CKUTs to the CIBL, CISM,
True
the
story.
station by St. Laurent, St. Catherine, like the hosties, like to get people plugged in, get your music on the radio. And
I'm gonna be honest. I need game. I need game. I need to understand how to move so that there is no missing. You understand? Like talent is one thing, making a song is another, and then there's so many other aspects to like the business of like music and the marketing. Like, people go to damn school for marketing. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just willy-nilly it like I've been doing. You
You
know what I'm
gotta do
saying?
that heavy promo run. Look at Fetty Wap. That his biggest hit. He was pushing that thing for 2 years or something. Pushing out one song for 2 years. That's what you gotta do, bro. That's what you gotta do, man.
But the thing is, I think if we look at Montreal as a whole, we've seen so many talented, really talented artists come and go. And the reason that we've seen them come and go specifically is because the business was never on point. It was never a matter of the talent. It was never a matter, like I've seen guys that had it all from the look, the dressing, the music, the personality, all of it. And it just never went anywhere because and what you said is really interesting too about Fetty Wap, because I think that we have this tendency to want to be the latest and newest. And what I mean by that is like, you'll put this investment into a video like this, you'll push it for a month and say, okay, I got to put out a new song.
yeah, you gotta
No,
keep pushing.
you don't.
You gotta promote
No,
the,
you
your
don't,
songs.
because if everybody in your inner circle heard the song, okay, it's not new to them, but to the rest of the world, it's brand new.
Right.
So don't be afraid to push this fucking song until you literally you don't even want to fucking hear the song anymore because you pushed it so much. Keep pushing it.
That happens to me about like I'd say a month after a song is created.
Yeah.
I've
You're off it.
played it back so many times that I'm like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then I start nitpicking. And then I scare myself out of dropping altogether.
Yeah, that
Like,
happens.
you know what I'm saying?
Can't listen to your own
Bro, I've been scared to drop for like the last 10 years, bro. So I feel
I
you.
hear you.
Can't listen
I
to
hear
your own
you.
stuff for too long, man. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna become redundant for you. But it's not, like you said, it's not redundant for the rest of
people
the
who never
world,
heard
you
it.
know what I mean? So
No, and look, that's why you have to don't always consume your music 24/7 and stuff
oh
like
no,
that,
you
because
can't.
it's Kanye that just sits down and listens to his CD over and over again, and he's
Like
like,
me,
"Oh,
I can't, bro. Like we had Tasha on earlier, and she said when she's done a session, she's gonna be in the car listening to the song on the way home. And already, the session is done, bro. I'm not trying to listen to that song for the next couple of days,
there you
bro.
go, there you go."
Merker will send that thing to me. I'm not listening to it in the car. I'm not
Mhm.
listening to it for
Because
maybe
you're
a
still
week,
you're
bro.
too invested. You're too invested.
Bro, we
And
just
it's-
did like
and
2-3 hours
exactly.
in that thing. I need the total
And
break.
From a psychological standpoint too, you're so invested because you just wrapped up the session.
Yeah, I won't be
You're-
able to be on it.
You're so invested in this song that you're not listening to the song at this point to even listen to the song. You're listening to it to hear where you fucked up.
Exactly.
You got to get away from that shit, bro.
That's exactly the part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No. And then you end up releasing a song that's on its 12th bounce. Right? And it's not even the same song anymore at that point. And we've all done it. I'm guilty of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go to Cali's studio right now, have him open up a file, and there's literally a song that's on its 24th bounce. And it's
12 final.
right? 12th final, and it's still unreleased. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 So good, dude.
Yeah.
The struggle of being an artist, right?
I've been there. I do it a lot. I'll change beats. I'll find a whole different Chef Boy Yardie was not originally Chef Boy Yardie the way you understand it and know it. It was originally supposed to be bar, 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 bar. And like
Had to switch it up.
eat your food, tear up your plate, like fucking turn up the level past wherever the fuck I can even take
To
it.
12, yeah.
Yeah, no, like the piece of it. Second verse, I get up into a voice crack on purpose. Chefing like that boy Yardie, stepping like he owe nobody, extra effort, add to the effect that boy could hold a party. Boy, don't start me. I'll apologize like sorry, I'm not sorry. Pull the ace from out my sleeve. I don't see why they'd want to card me. So like I'm like, whew. Hey, we're in front of a table. I like that I just said that. Pull the ace from out my sleeve. I don't see why they'd want to card me. So yeah.
I mean, look, it's like I said, it's dropping. End of October is when we're looking for the drop. I'm very
Halloween.
excited. I need that private link.
Let's take it back. Like I asked you earlier, I'm like, seemed like you took a little bit of a break in the career. What happened with that, bro? I know you have kids and everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
that'll do it.
That'll do it.
I didn't blow up right away. I didn't blow up and be Soldier Boy. I didn't blow up and release music and people are killing fucking goats to try and fucking get their hands on my music.
A little bit of a discouragement, like
Yeah, and like, pause, like, hold on, am I getting too ahead of myself? I do a lot of self-reflection. Like, I'm probably gonna, when I see this, I'm probably gonna be like, I should have said that.
That's natural. Everybody does that, though.
It's a learning
Yeah,
process.
bro, put
Everybody
your hands
does.
on the
Learning
table,
process.
man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, I just don't want to look foolish trying to chase something that's not fully tangible.
That's super
So I
relatable.
did take a break, but I can't fully get away from it because it's so in me. It's so something that, like, I will come out of anything just hearing the sickest song I ever heard from whatever artist, local or not, and be like, you've inspired me to get the fuck back in there. You know what I mean? And like the energy is contagious. So I want to carry that chain over. Like, it gets me hyped. It gets me excited.
like that monster in you doesn't want to quit. It was itching, bro, and you finally got back into the music. The songs that you have on the way. We have a full project on the way right now, or yeah.
Okay. So this is the lead single.
I want
Chef Boy Yardie is the lead
exactly.
single off of the project.
Oh, it's the lead single. I'll decide it for you if you haven't already. It's the lead single.
Word up. Like that.
To be honest, it's a monster of a song because I know that when I first started listening back to it after, doing it, I was like, yes, this is like,
It's an anthem,
right?
It's an anthem, and that's what makes it the lead single. It's an anthem.
The thing is, I get tired of it, and then I make more. So like, I have about 3 or 4 other songs right now that I'm like, Chef Boyard, who?
But that's that.
Do you ever
literally
get that? Like,
100%. But that's why I found it so important to bring up the fact of, like, don't stop pushing this. Don't fall into the traps, bro.
Yeah.
Don't fall into the traps because that's what we all do. It's like it's been out for a month and it's not new anymore. It's still fucking new.
It's new to the whole
It's still
world.
fucking
It's new
new.
to everyone who
Yeah.
hasn't heard it. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what's the goal? Like, what's the goal not at your back? You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna drop this song. This is the shortest term goal we could say, less than a month. You know, let's say between now and next summer 2026. What's the goal?
Full
And then
project.
thinking in the next 5 years, what's the goal? Because, Steve brought it up. You have 3 daughters who are, correct me if I'm wrong, if I heard correctly, 11, 7, and 4, right?
on point.
Yeah, good fucking
On
memory
point.
base. Jesus,
Goddamn.
making me
That's
look
why
bad
he
here.
doesn't fuck up on stage.
Yeah,
I
makes
try, I
sense.
try to listen,
Makes
you know
sense,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So, dude.
So how do you see the next, short, medium, long term? What's the goal? I'm not at your back.
I'm on square one as far as I'm concerned. I feel like it's a very good position to be in. Like, I'm sitting on music and then I just want to be able to slowly put it out there and build the buzz. I want to have some of the aspects of leverage that, the quote unquote leverage that, artists need when they're trying to make deals, when they're trying to make moves. Like, how do you make moves if you don't have a buzz around you, if you don't have, a following, if you don't have some money, some projects that has worked, right?
Word up.
So ultimately, like, that's a good short-term goal. Even more shorter and longer than that at the same time is just learning. learning everything there is to know about like securing the bag. That's the goal. You know,
That's a good
that's
one, Andre.
Monetization, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
100%. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. That's a
if
good one.
music's gonna be viable, you have to make money doing
For
it.
Yeah, and
sure.
I think the fact that you said it's like you're back at square one, less pressure for you. There's no imaginary deadlines and all these things that
True.
you'll just do your thing and it'll come. You know what I mean?
True. 100%.
That actually brings me to an interesting point. I want your input on this too, as well as you guys. Um, do you guys think it's more important? What do you think is the optimal way, kind of, to proceed in terms of being an artist, especially in the hip hop world? Is it more important to have a preset, predestined plan in motion of where you want to get and exactly how you're going to get there? Or is it more important to kind of do what you said, focus on just making great music and just kind of letting it build organically? What would be the ideal approach?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking, it's open to the
Yeah,
table.
yeah. Go ahead.
It's gonna sound fucking generic as hell, but like a little bit of A, a little bit of B. Um, you have to really want it. You have to really want to make music. You have to be motivated to keep making music.
Yeah.
But you definitely have to have a plan. Um, Me personally, I don't want to have a specific plan. However, because then if something happens or the situation changes down here in my plan, that down there plan, it's completely off.
I got to pivot, bro.
I
Gotta be
pride
adaptable.
myself in
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah, for sure.
capacity
You
to
gotta be
pivot.
adaptable.
So, like, it's like I want to see just far enough ahead to have a general idea and then see what happens. Then we're looking at the new board. I love playing chess, by the way. Then we're looking at the new board. What's in front of me? Where are my options? Okay, perfect. Let's do a few moves, see where that takes us, and we're gonna reassess again.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly the answer I wanted to hear.
That's interesting. Um, to be honest with you, I think it's funny you asked that because you were talking about learning and about, like, not wanting to make moves until I have X, Y, and Z to support the moves that I'm making. What do I do when we're in a position where you don't necessarily have money or this or that or the other? And for me, it's really about like going outside and like, going to, there is on almost every day of the week in Montreal specifically, there are open mic events with DJs and live bands that you can go to perform for free or for less than $10 of an entry to get in. And at these events, you can network with people. You can go up on stage, rap, sing, whatever, and then you can go up to other people who are rapping or singing. Or the dude who plays drums be like, "Hey, do you make beats? I'm a rapper. Hey, can," and just try to be of service to other people too. Hey, I'm trying to get into this. I'm trying to get into that, and just being outside. And even when it's stuff for you not to perform, but when it's just
Showing
showing face, going to events, going to hip hop events, supporting other people, dropping that little $10 at $15 to go to the event and politic with people, and just putting yourself outside to put some kind of a face attached to the name so that way you can eventually just be a face. And when you're walking into rooms, there can be more of a knowing who that person is, as opposed to I'm this random guy or girl who makes music. You know what I mean? Like,
And walks in like my shit doesn't stink type of vibe. Like, yeah,
type
yeah, yeah, yeah.
shit.
That
You know
makes
what I'm
sense.
Totally
saying?
agree with what you're saying. But I think like the major question is like, okay, we're in Montreal, right? Is the market big enough to even make money here in the English scene? One thing to go around, show support to everybody, but how is that gonna translate to money in your pocket as an artist, as a hip hop artist?
That's
Me,
a good question.
I keep saying the same thing. If I was 18 years old, no commitments, no girlfriend, bro, I have a bit of cash and this is what I want to do. I'm fucking going to the States. I'm hopping on a plane. I'm that 10K, I'm gonna make it last, bro. I'm gonna be sleeping, I'm eating $10 a day or something. I'm just gonna try to mingle with all the celebs in LA. Because that's usually how people like build a bridge with somebody. You go there, look at the Nelk Boys. They were doing their Toronto stuff. They were huge in Toronto. As soon as they went to the States, these guys blew massively. They got US citizenships. It just goes to show you that Canada's not it, man. Unless you're in Toronto and you're Drake. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be that negative to say that like it's like there are people who are making money off of music.
Look, you said it the
Now
best
it
last
may
time. The French scene here, it's its own
Yeah, but
ecosystem.
you asked about
Yeah, but
English.
they're
You
funded.
asked about English, right? So if we're gonna stick to that demographic, etc., to me, I don't want to dissuade people out there in the world to just
Yeah, just like don't make music if you
just
don't
don't
live
make
in LA.
music. If you're
Like,
not
you know
from
what I'm saying?
Toronto and you're not Drake,
Yeah.
well, you can't make it if you're making music in English.
Because
I
at the end
feel
of the
like
day,
that's
there is internet. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's the thing. Like it's 2026. It's about to be 2026. It's 2026. You know what I mean? I don't think necessarily you have to move in the same way that you had to 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And I also don't necessarily think that it will have the same hypothetical high reward to the high
oh no,
risk.
I think if you were moving with a 2010 mentality, it's completely going to hamstring you as an artist right now.
Absolutely. I think like if I was 18 and I had $10,000 to randomly put into my artistry and music, I would make the best music for the cheapest amount possible, and I would find the best visuals for the cheapest amount possible, and with whatever I had left, I would put all of it into social media advertisements, and I would pump my numbers up, and I would monetize my channels, and I would just push for consistency for the next 6 months. And that's to answer the question about planning. I think the biggest hole in people's games, I'll be with my own self, is planning.
Yep.
The biggest especially with all the things that you have to do as an artist nowadays, you have to do everything.
You wear every hat.
You're every single part. You're the management, you're the branding, you're the marketing, you're the this, you're the that, you're the everything.
Yep.
And if you're not planning, if you're not, using ChatGPT and just doing everything you can to try to streamline and make things easier for you, I think you're missing. I speak from my own perspective of my own experience that I think people are missing out on planning.
No, definitely 100% important. You got to plan. You got to strategize.
100%.
I think it was a Kim K interview a few weeks back when he was talking about what was he talking about? I'm getting a basics brain fart over here. Uh, Actually, no, I'll throw in like artists that are making moves in the States. Like you have Argento. Everybody knows Argento in the city. He has the hookup with Waka Flocka. He knows all these guys in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I think by those moves that he did make by going to the States, making a little bit of a network for himself, that benefited him a lot. I can't mention a lot of other people in the city that even have those type of links. You know what I mean?
But correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I feel like he grew up rich. He had the money to throw around.
That's the
And it was something that was done pre-COVID.
yes, but if
We live in a
it
different
was the
world.
same thing as saying like if this was 10 years ago and I had the opportunity to do that, I feel like this guy like okay, doesn't matter if you have money, the family's got money, somebody backing you. He did it. He said, you know what, I'm gonna fucking go there and do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure if
If I had 20, I'd say the same thing.
if somebody gave Dav 70 bands right now to go to LA, he's getting on a plane. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, but we're going back to the commitment stuff. Like it's one thing to go on a plane when you're 20 years old. You have maybe no job, or you have a job that you don't care if you quit from. You have no girlfriend, no kids at that point or something. At that point, you're more flexible to do these things.
That's true.
You're 37 years old. You're 40 years old. Like how much flexibility do you have to even think of making that move?
I'm pretty stiff right now.
There you go.
Me myself. Yeah.
I think what I would want, and it's, you could call it lazy. It's a different perspective than how basics would handle this. It would be to pay, or be able to pay, the numbers guy who is as passionate about the numbers
As you are about the music.
as I am about the music, to do his thing on my shit. To pay the marketing team who are as passionate about marketing as I am about my music, to do that shit. Pay the manager to handle the meet and greet conversations. Like, I'd like to focus just on my artistry. How can I be a better artist? How can I fuck with people's ears, make them stomp the ground at my command. You know what I mean? I feel like if I wanted to hold many hats, I would do that and I would drive myself fucking crazy.
You would.
I would, because I'm a perfectionist to an extent. And then at the same time, I understand that like I have energy that would better be used concentrated than spread out for me.
True. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know what? The reason I asked this question was because for two reasons. I wanted to provide context, and I really wanted to have this conversation because we don't really, we do every week. We have artists at the table, but I mean, like, we have four differing perspectives from four artists or former artists or whatever me and you stand as. But like, it's interesting too because not only it's a gem for you, but it's a gem for the listeners as well because there's differing perspectives
Different avenues.
on how to handle
For
this.
sure.
No answer is right and no answer is wrong. You know what I mean? It's finding what works for you
Genuinely.
and being able to pivot and being able to find your way through this maze that is being a successful artist because it is a fucking maze, man. It is a maze. And I can say with no shame that I failed.
I remember the Kincaid thing. Like, not to dissuade. You
Let's
said I
go.
don't want to dissuade anybody in the city, but what you guys were talking about last time about market share and the piece of the pie is this big in Montreal because of the English listeners, and then after it gets even smaller because they don't listen to hip hop and it's all these things. So then you got this
100%.
little slither to work with. So that's the only thing that I'm like.
But to be
And I
honest,
see
Steve,
so many talented people in the city, and they're just like focusing like
but
here.
here's the problem with that. And my problem with that statement is just the fact that like if you're just looking at Montreal, you already fucked up.
100%.
Bro, social media. Bro, people in Jakarta could be watching your reels right now.
100%.
Like, who
Yeah,
gives a fuck
100%.
about Montreal?
You don't
People
know
wanna
where your
sit at the
fans
table
are.
and be like, yo, who's the best rapper in Montreal?
You don't know
Who
where your
gives
fans
a
are.
fuck? They're all broke. I don't care who can rhyme. No disrespect, but I don't care who can rhyme words the best because none of you guys are living off of music yet. So until we get to that point, I don't want to hear about who can rap better than who. I really don't care. But I'm also 37 and with two kids, like I just don't care anymore. But to be fair, to kind of summarize what I'm saying is that if your focus is just on being the best in Montreal, you've already failed. You've already failed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I
Like,
think
you
you have
gotta-
to redefine success.
Like when you see these artists on Instagram and everything, a lot of these artists, you don't know where they're from. Doesn't say what city he's from or anything. Keep it a mystery, you know what I mean? And I think that's like be prideful for your city, Montreal and everything, but don't stamp yourself, yo, I'm Montreal this, Montreal that. It's just like pigeonholes you a bit. Everybody's like, yeah, it's a Montreal guy. I don't even want to listen to him.
I mean, no, you could definitely like rep your city and love it, but like don't make that the essence of who you are as an artist. But anyways, let's pivot away from this conversation a little bit, because there's other things I want to touch on, and I do definitely want to shine a bit more light on Dav. So basically, look, man, it's no secret. There's another elephant in the room, unfortunately, that we have to address on this episode. So let's address the elephant in the room, which is that obviously me and you have kind of
Guy
a
loves
special
the
relationship.
elephants.
I do love elephants today. Yes, elephants seem to be the theme of the day if there was one. Me and you have kind of a special relationship, and the way me and you met was kind of crazy. So again, for those of you who don't know, we had Natasha Marie on the previous episode, who is the mother of my two beautiful boys, Ezekiel and Isaiah. And Dav and Natasha Marie are now in a relationship together. It's me making you the stepfather to my beautiful sons. And I just want to say, number one, that I'm fucking proud of us for the way
Amen.
we've handled this.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Because no, it really is. And like I want to be open and honest in the sense that I never saw myself in this predicament, right? I was always a guy. We're from street culture, so I was always a guy where it was like, yo, if I'm ever in a situation where my baby mom thinks that she's gonna, yo, me, bro, the way I'm gonna, like, yo, you know, yo. That's how I always saw this going in my head. That's how I always saw it. And I even have boys to this day who are like, yo, that can never be my baby mom, bro. She ain't even allowed to ever talk to another guy again. And I'm like, you're very immature. But so the way that this kind of progressed into where we are now as co-parents, as fathers, as men, I just want to say that I'm fucking proud of us. And I think it's a super important conversation for us to have publicly because it shows people that there is a way, like you can act, you don't have to, we don't have to be a fucking stereotype, because this could have easily went a different way. This could have easily been drama and, you know what I mean, beef, and
Absolutely.
the way that you handled yourself and the way that you conduct yourself and the way that I handle and conduct myself. I just think that like this shit is super, it just ended up being ideal. So I just want to salute you on that.
Salute you, my
Um,
guy, man.
and also I do want to, I want to touch on the parenting thing too, because we asked Tash about it, and I think it is important, and it also makes you a little bit more relatable as an artist as well. Is like you're not just One4Dav the rapper, you're also Davril the father of 3 and 2 and 5 if you count the stepchildren. So how does that, like, how does that affect your relationship with music? Like, you know what I mean? Does it push you to go harder? Is it something that's you look at as a setback? Where are you at in terms of parenting and your music?
I used to wish it pushed me harder, to where I would want it more, and obviously get off my ass. Um, it doesn't. I love parenthood. I love what it did to me as a person. I had
Same.
no choice but to grow up because
Yes.
I I take responsibility seriously.
Yes.
And in terms of us, bro, it's like there's no egos involved. There's no like fucking, it's just like, all right, we're here. Like we want this to work out as best as possible. And like fucking like we're doing it, bro. We're doing it. I got goosebumps. I'm like, I'm grateful for that. You know, it takes two to tango. It takes two to do that kind of shit. And you know, you never done anything bad to me. I've never done anything bad to you. Why can we not be respectful and whatnot? You happen to be a really fucking cool guy. So I like to
Thanks,
consider
bro.
you my friend, my
Yeah,
brother. You
yeah, for sure,
understand? So I'm
for
just
sure.
like, yo, listen, if we could keep that going, that would be very much appreciated.
No,
You know what
100%.
I'm saying?
100%. I mean, look,
If more
for
people
me,
Grown
could
folk
understand
type
that.
yeah, grown
business.
folk shit for real. And for me, it's like going back to what I said about, like, because I have one boy in particular. I'm not gonna name him, but I have one boy in particular who literally was like, "Yo, that could never be me, bro. You're crazy. Like, yo, my baby mom could never move on." And I'm like, bro, like, why would I want to stop?
It just sounds like ego. You
Why,
know what I'm saying?
it is ego, but like, why would I want to stop the mother of my kids from moving on with her life and being happy in life? Are
Yeah,
you
it's
like, yo, bro,
crazy.
are you a
It can
sociopath?
only be
Like,
better for the
what are you
get-
children.
talking
Let
about,
me
bro?
ask you something.
Can
Do you
only be
get more
better for the
headaches
children.
now or before?
Oh, Dav, you want me to be honest? You saved my life. Okay, buddy? All right. And I mean that with all respect, because I know she's in the room here somewhere. I don't mean that disrespectfully whatsoever. But like, you have to understand that like you did definitely take a certain amount of pressure off of me just having to juggle to, you know, a whole situation. So like, I'm super grateful. How can I not be grateful for that, bro? You know what I mean?
That's how I would see it.
And
again,
again,
T,
T, I know T's in the room. I don't mean that disrespectfully whatsoever, but there's a certain
I'm
reality
just
that
scrolling.
when you do have the mother of your children and you guys aren't together, even though you guys aren't together in a relationship, there's still going to be that pressure of like, to a certain degree, I got to make sure she's all right. Like, I'm not going to let her starve to death to a certain degree. You know what I mean? So like you stepping up and being the type of man you are, but not only that, like the way that you interact with my sons is like, I couldn't ask for anything more, bro. You know what I mean? So again, hats off. And like, I honestly, I have a lot of boys even who are kind of like, it's kind of like a funny situation that you're in. And I'm like, it is a funny situation that I'm in, that we are in. But at the same time, it's like, it worked out for the best. And at the end of the day, if it works for us and if our kids are happy and healthy, then why do I give a fuck what anybody thinks?
Fuck, it's more support, bro.
100%. That's the
Exactly.
They
that's
say
the
they say it takes a village. Like fuck.
they do say
Listen,
that.
if I gotta make a call one day because fucking, you know, somebody's fucking with the kids, bro, like, hey, I got backup. You know what I'm saying? I got more backup.
There's a big crazy bald guy who's very, very prone to rage who's gonna show up and do what he needs to do. But we're speaking of which, actually no, we'll talk about that off camera. I have a joke for you when we finish the episode. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna bring it
no.
up on camera.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no. That was
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Whatever it
yeah,
was.
it was not
No.
camera ready. You know, that's fine. That's fine, man.
Yo, man, we are here, and one of the things I wanted to get into with you was obviously, you know, you're a father of 3 daughters, the oldest of which is 11, so she's going into the teenhood soon.
Very soon.
How do you navigate your artistry, your content, your messaging, your branding, etc., as an artist, knowing that you are not just a father, but a father of 3 daughters, and also a stepfather of 2 boys?
It helps having a woman in your life that you value and you respect. So the certain content that's in a lot of music, I keep it real. Um, I have I've recently done more clean versions of all of my songs, most of my songs, my newer songs. Um, where my goal is to like hit you with the bars, but at the same time, like you won't even realize. Like you would have swore that I actually cursed, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm. I knew the vibe.
You know what I'm saying? I started writing or practicing writing like that without like, because everybody has, rhymes with shit in it. Everybody has rhymes with fuck and like, it's just like, no, I want to be creative as fuck. I want to come out with like shit out the wazoo, fucking bamboozle these fucking buffoons. Like s- random shit.
Straight up.
And I want the jaw drops that hit hard without like, and my kids could take part in that. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids are like some of my biggest fans, and I'm just kind of like fans as if I have fans, but like, I'm just saying like they actually fucks with my music. And that's how I know I'm like, all right, I could get your generation. Follow me. you know?
I have a selfish question. Can I ask a
Yeah,
selfish
yeah.
question?
I was
I
about to
like selfish
say.
questions. We have a record together, bro. We recorded a record together. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did my thing on it.
Let's go.
It's yeah. Do we have an itinerary for a release at any point, or I'm just asking from a selfish standpoint because not everybody could get me off the couch. I'm gonna pause. That's not a
Might
pause
be on the
moment.
album.
Is that a pause moment?
Maybe.
That's not a pause moment. Not everybody could get me off the couch, but Dav got me off the couch, bro. Dav definitely got me off the couch.
Shout out to you for actually following through because I respect your craft. I love what the fuck you do. So like I want to work with you. I want to work with people that do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a record with basics.
You guys need to do a fucking record
You know
together,
what I'm saying?
honestly.
Like I wanna
Hey,
hear
hit me. Let's
Stavros
get
and be
some
like,
beats.
yo, are we
Let's
doing
go.
boom bap or what? Like you know what I'm saying? And I want to touch every single vibe that I can, pause. But like I just
See
wanna
what you've done.
I know, so it
follow in
is
suit. I'm following suit.
all my fault.
Um Yeah, man. 2026 for me is gonna be a year of understanding structure and actually putting into practice the things that I'm learning and that I have learned to this point. So like
Word.
it's feet off the ground time and like, I want to be known as that hawk, like, that uh, if I could see the food right there, like I'm only diving in if I'm guaranteed a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do that shit where it's just like not necessarily guaranteed a meal, like try and make a bag off of it, but like the moves that I want to
You
make
gotta be
are
calculated, bro.
gonna be the calculated moves that I know are not gonna
I'm gonna
miss.
give you the tangible results.
Vapor, that song that we have together, there's a third man on it. SD Get 'em. Shout outs to SD Get 'em. Um, I like the fact that we have three different vibes on this same song, and we still managed to find these three separate pockets where it comes together in harmony. My thing is, if we're gonna make a song together, it has to be music, bro. It has to be something that the ears can take. You have to find the pockets wherever your pocket is at. And like that's something that we did, and I'm grateful for it. Um,
So maybe we get it on the album. Maybe. Who knows?
I hate saying album.
On the
Um,
project.
at the
Maybe
yeah,
we get it on the
at
project.
the level that I'm at, I'm under no delusion, although I have delusions of what is to come. There's no aspect of me where I would feel comfortable saying like, I got an album coming soon. Who the fuck is OneFourDav?
Well, you got a project on the
You
way.
know what I'm
You
saying?
got a
But
project
we
on the way.
definitely
So
have
we
a
keep it
project
on the
coming
we keep it on the
on the
long
way,
term.
and
Yeah.
I do see that releasing in 2026. I'd be
Okay.
damned if I let that if I die before that shit fucking drops. You
That's
understand?
what's up. But before we get into too much further away stuff, you do have a single coming. It is coming at the end of October before Halloween hits. Video, big tune, anthem, Chef Boy Yardie.
Who's the producer?
Volpe Beats. He's a YouTube producer. That's where I find a lot of my beats for now.
That's what's
Selection.
up.
I did the leasting. Um, I'm not trying to buy outright. I know that any project that I put my hands on can be changed in the future, and they will likely be changed in the future. Um, and I'm not willing to lock in to anything yet. But Volpe Beats, he's the guy. He fucking
And
four four
448
eight is the
448
one.
made the
Yeah.
video.
Yep.
Shout outs
And we
to
got this coming by Halloween.
shout outs to John Mercury. Yapper Dan is really my guy for like all that is like, you want to record 1,4-Dav? We're gonna go see Yapper Dan. This kid straight from Baltimore, fucking he's the younger generation. He's Gen Z. He's one of the YNs. And I'm just grateful that like I have the capacity to wow him and he has the capacity to keep up, because I can't just go record anywhere and then be happy with the final product. He puts me on game, I flip the shit out of it, and then he'll tell me, I'll give him all the credit because I know I can't just do this anywhere, and he'll tell me, "Nah, man, you fucking the tools are there. The way that you are using the tools is what's making this difference." And I don't. I've never recorded anybody like you, and I'm like, yes, like you understand. I'm the type of dude to get in the studio, spit some bars, and then if I heard that it's hitting and I felt that it's hitting, I'm like, yeah. I'm full energy. I'm releasing.
Good thing the
Um,
mic is well prepared.
Yeah. Sorry. It's something that I do. I don't get that comfortable with everybody in any room where like you'll see that side of me, that wild. But it's there. It's there. I'm definitely like a wild child, like the wild card.
There you go, man. I think the only appropriate thing to do before we get into the final but the final processes of the show, of course, is this is something, and again, full credit to Basics one more time. This is something that we reintroduced back to the show 2 episodes ago. This is something that we did for 4 years and then just kind of abandoned for.
No, it's because we moved here and we forgot it in the box.
And we lost the gem, yeah.
It was in
Well,
the
we
box.
found the gem, and Basics reintroduced the idea into the Matrix, into the world. So, with no further ado, I'm going to have you hold this gem, sir. And what we need you to do is drop a gem on the people. Now, when I say drop a gem, I mean words to live by, words of wisdom, anything that comes to mind. The floor is open.
That won't work.
No, it's not going to work.
No, just put on your pinky, bro. Like,
All right. So my gem.
Yeah, hard camera. Yeah, we getting old, bro. This shit hurts when we move and shit.
If you're gonna do anything, take pride in it. Learn as much as you can about it. Take care of it. Cherish it and love it. If you can't do that, it's not your calling, and that's okay. You can find something else to do. I'm going to do this because I belong here. I want everybody to find their purpose and follow through. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Before I go on a long rant,
I think that might have been one of the most passionate gems we've ever had, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie.
it felt like we were hearing a haiku for
Yeah,
a
that
second.
shit,
And
you
then,
said haiku, a simile or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fire, man. Definitely, bro. 1,4Dav, let these beautiful people know where they can find you online. Plug
Socials.
all of the social medias
All of the good stuff.
and anything else you want to say, man.
right now you're only going to find me on IG, 1,4Dav, OneFourDav, not Dave, not Dav. It's 1,4Dav.
Dove.
You wouldn't believe the shit that I hear. But like, it's okay though. It's okay. Yeah, you're gonna find me there. And 2026, I'm gonna make sure that I'm reachable. And you're gonna find my music. You're gonna find me where you need to find me. All right.
Let's go. Well, listen, man, it was a pleasure. We will definitely be having you back on in 2026. You already know the vibes. Floor's open to you too as well, T. You'll be back as well. She's in the background and she's obviously not on camera, but yeah. So yeah, man, with no further ado, that is pretty much it for us, man. It was a really
Numbers.
dope, productive day. Ball is life. Pink Bandit vapes. You already know the vibes. It's the Hustle motherfucking podcast. We out.
And thank you to Dave for coming through.
OneFourDav. We're just kidding.
Listen here, Steve.